come onto the camera if you want. Do you want to?
No.
Okay. So what I'm creating is a micro-influencer project because what it is you need to understand the language of integrity. The reason is most of us deal with relationships that takes the power away from us. Like people makes us feel small, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we feel sad. And the reason we feel sad is we accept the way they treat us. You understand? It's
Yeah.
not so much what they say, it's how we feel inside when they say that.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's because we are not standing up for ourselves. Right? How do we stand up? Is first we need to figure out what is it I am here for. You need to go into that space before you were hit with a problem. What is it? One thing that little girl in you wanted to do. Have you figured it out?
No one puts me down. I wouldn't take shit from anybody.
No, not that. It's about like what were your dream when you were a little girl?
Be married and have kids. And I did all that.
And did it make you happy?
Yeah.
I know.
Then I didn't like being married anymore.
So you had a new goal, and now that not being married, are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's come to a very nice place. So that's the same place, like and she would be a very good resource because she has tons of hobbies. She raises little animals. Talk to her about your hobby.
Oh, yeah. I like animals. They're like that. Like when your kids grow up and they go out and so they're not around there with their friends. And so I just take in little animals. That way I have somebody else to care for until my kids come home. So I'm always keeping myself busy with them.
And
so
you know what she raises?
I need to have mine. I go to the shelter and I take out rats, mice, ferrets, birds, turtles, one-eyed fish.
But the thing is,
fishing. It's just I need to nurture something. I need to take care of something. I need to feel like I'm doing something for someone. Yeah. And I used to foster kids, to abuse children. Yeah.
So she does foster.
That became very emotional to me. But as my kids got older and they moved out, I got lonely. So I started taking in animals because they need me to take care of them, and it just makes me feel like a good person. It makes me feel like I belong on this earth, and this is why I'm here, and I'm doing something good rather than just sitting home doing nothing. Yeah.
See, the minute you put your energy on somebody else, it's happening. But the one thing I love about her animals is she has a special way of relating to each animal, right? Like you use different methods for. So share that with her.
Yeah, they're potty trained. They have different sounds. I make them so they come to me, each different animal. They have different foods. They get different play times. I dress them. I have birthday parties for them. I do things like them. They are my children, so they give me a reason to get up every day. Yeah, they do. I can't let them down, and they don't let me down because they see how much I care for them. And I'm sure they don't want to put a hat on and a vest, And they let me do it because they know in the end they're gonna get treated. So they're gonna get a treat. They're gonna get hugs. They sleep with me in my bed, and rats and mice. My house is this big. It sleeps in bed with me. When I roll over, he just moves over. He'll sleep on my
and
bed.
He will respond to her call, she said.
Yeah, I just have to go like this, and they'll come. Or I call their names. They'll come upstairs, downstairs. They don't live in cages. They live in my furniture. They're very clean. They are all potty trained. I just got 2 new baby ones.
So one thing I'm noticing about you is you have a lot of jewelry. So one thing is converting what you love into some sort of a hobby. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, I have a lot of hobbies.
So the reason you feel stuck in that thinking is you are not able to accept reality, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What is the reality that is not matching your expectation of life?
Right now, kind of along the lines of what she was saying, actually, is like my oldest daughter is 23, and she's one of 4, and probably half the time I've been full-time employed, and that was working in treatment programs, and then the other half I was at home raising kids.
So now you don't have a purpose, right? So one of the things. So one of the things is think of this as a micro-influencer project. The reason is if you speak your truth, right, language of integrity, and you think that way, you feel that way, and you express it, people catch that they become empowered, right? They say, oh, I can easily do what she's doing, right? Like when you heard her, isn't that what you felt?
I definitely didn't think I could easily do that.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you could like kind of like create a new hobby.
Yeah.
See, it's not exactly what she needs to do, like how she dealt with first marriage, and then the marriage didn't work. So she accepted being single, children are raised. Now she has a new purpose, right?
Yeah.
And even that purpose, she's doing it only with fostering. Remember, like, she's like kind of helping, but also enjoying what she's doing.
Right.
That's the same thing. You need to figure out. The reason is once you feel that way, when you put it on YouTube, this is what I want you guys to do. Put it on YouTube, a 3-minute video of what you do, your daily routine, how you arrive there. And once you create 1,000 audience, you are a micro influencer. Next level is 100,000. Because people rather listen to you.
My animals, I have people that I feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't give them seeds. I make them breakfast. They have oatmeal, they have scrambled eggs, potato and eggs, peas and eggs, pasta, meatballs. I don't feed my kids. My animals eat first before my children. And they have little dishes, superhero dishes, everything. So I'm like, I make the pasta with the meatballs or the potato and eggs, and then it'll have another little dish with cookies in it, and another little dish with green salad. And I videotape. I said, "Oh, the boys are going to eat today." And I videotape the food. I bring it upstairs. I put it in. They're like, and people watch it. And some people will say, "I didn't see what you made them for breakfast. What did they have for breakfast?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't post it, but they had oatmeal and scrambled eggs and pancakes." So people that don't even have animals or don't like animals, they like to watch mine because they just find it's funny.
Yeah.
Like I posted a video because I have new ones, and he was just a baby, so he was curious. Everything was new to him. He took my lips, he held them down, and he went in my mouth. He was licking my teeth, the roof of my mouth, my lips, and I was trying to get him off, but he didn't know what any of this was. He's holding it, he's licking it, and I was videotaping it. Then he started going up my nose, and I had to shut him off. I was like, okay, that's enough. Because he doesn't know why does she taste like that? What is this? This good, but he wouldn't bite me because he knows I'm the one that takes care of him. But he wanted to know why my lips were moving and why they had flavor and what they were doing. He went right in my mouth. People were like, that was the funniest thing. One of them does it, the other one doesn't. The other one just sits there and watches.
Right.
One of them just lives in my hood. I can clean my whole house. He doesn't come out because the other one beats him up.
So Thursday is going to be our group. If you can come and talk about your passion, and she can be your interviewer, right? Let's create a channel that way you guys can work together, and you will become a micro influencer. And once you create that 1,000 mark, right, you will officially now, your second goal would be 100,000. But at some point, advertisers pay you money to make these videos. And that's what I want to get you guys to, because it's then you'll become social media influencers the next level. So each one is a stage. And that is what I want to create for you guys, because what I am working on, same way, is creating a stand. What is the minimum you need to put together to do the podcast? I feel we can easily do it under $300. And we can create a system where you can come and use my equipment, and I'll teach you how I'm doing my video. And you guys, the only thing you need to do is create topics for yourself. And we can all support each other, because everything is not about making money. It's about life. People are so bored sometimes. TV doesn't have much to offer. It's reruns sometimes. The whole summer, they shut down their programs, right? Remember, they take have you heard about this sabbatical? Like they'll close down all the program and everything will be rerun until fall, right? Have you seen that? Watch TV?
I watch TV all the time.
But in summer, you will never get a new show. Everything is shut down. You've never seen it? They will rerun the shows. Same thing, you can put a YouTube channel, rerun your shows when you need to go on vacation. But keep it flowing so that there is always something uploaded every day. And if you can commit to that, I can bring you guys to the next level. So this year, I'm committing to do that with you guys. And I am also going to be the same way micro influencer My goal is to work with recovery coaching. And and it's called limbic system therapy. See what it is, it's not what people say, it's not what people do, it's how they made us feel when we left inside. When somebody leaves our space and we feel sad, it's inside us something is bothering. It's not about what they said and stuff. So what is it that bothers you? You need to get it out, heal that. That's all it's. And you can do maybe a blog, maybe for you it's journalism. So I feel there is no reason to be sad because there's plenty of opportunity.
Yeah. Well, that's like, even with the depression, it's not so much like that I feel sad. It's just that I'll be like, oh, okay, so I just noticed that I haven't taken a shower in 4 days. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm in a depression. It's just,
so you're labeling it. So for you, taking a shower daily equals happiness, right? So write it down. Can we?
Wellness, I guess.
So what I'm saying is, just like how you're describing to me, daily write a letter to me. Dear Dr. Brown, today how do I feel? So you write that heading, and then we will, you just write it down, what you felt, and why you felt that way. That's all I want. You don't even need to process it. What am I feeling today? And why do I feel like that? Because sometimes we are using a word to experience a feeling that doesn't even exist. Or it's the other way around. I already felt like that, and I'm using my past experience because when I felt like this is what somebody said to me. So I'm going to go back and mourn again that space. So I want to know which comes first. The feeling comes first, or the habit that prevents you from feeling happy comes first. Because that's it's as simple as that. If you just take a walk, it'll go away. One of my teachers said, if you just huff it out, you just say, like how people do, like snorting, like it's like snubbing somebody. Have you ever heard that? What is that noise called? It's like almost like scoffing at your idea, mocking, but in noise. And we think they have attitude, right? It immediately will aggravate me. If people does that to me, it'll aggravate me. And yesterday, interestingly, right, like our flights were delayed and stuff. So the flight announced for us to get on, and they announced the group 3, which was our group, to go into group 2 lane, which had a barrier. So we had to go under, even though we were already in line, like we just transferred. Right. One day, girl decided to pick up a fight. She said, how dare you come in? My kids were already waiting. And I said, we were also waiting. I said, I'm just coming. And she only saw my youngest one moving in, and already we were there. She didn't think of him as part of our group. And so she just started picking a fight. And my husband says, yeah, that's so crazy they did that. But I was looking at this girl, and she says, okay, go. And that hurt me more than what she said. Whereas my husband didn't even think it was a problem. He felt the problem was with that flight, not the person's attitude. Right. But I had more problem with the person's attitude rather than the change in situation. It's not that. It's the way she flicked it, felt very insulting. But that's very interesting because my husband doesn't even think of it as an insult. So that's when it dawned on me, when he does that to me, it hurts me. And he doesn't get into his space because it's not a big deal to him, flicking his hand. But in India, that's very insulting because we always say this, and when somebody say that, they say, get up, so it's hurtful for me because I've been treated that way. So it's like a privilege versus not so privileged. I think he needs to go understand because he's a privileged child all his life. So those little nuances doesn't bother him. Right. For me, it bothers me. Yeah. So you understand? So the reason I'm speaking about this is that's exactly the space you're holding. You're sad not because of the situation.
Right.
You're equating an experience to mean something else. So we'll address that. Would you guys commit to coming to me with
I
the
go
groups?
to my shrink every week.
It's not about shrink, it's about opportunity. Remember, you spoke about your pets
But it's Thursdays.
Thursdays. Because I would like you to be our speaker.
I don't like to go out when it's cold.
Huh?
I don't like to go out when it's cold. When it gets nicer, I'll talk to me. I'll come out with my pets in here.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, can you commit to like once a month?
Yeah, I'll bring my animals right in here with them.
So we just
You know
have
how
to
much-
book you.
Do you know how much people live longer? They don't understand. If you have a pet in your life, you live longer.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
You
simple
just-
fact.
You just need to commit to 1 day a month.
I'll commit to 1 day a month as soon as coldness goes away.
Okay,
And
okay,
I
that's fair
get back
enough.
my old prescription.
Because I also need to pull people together because I don't want to give you an agenda and nobody shows up, you know. So these are the things I want to work on for my current influencer. Once she does that, I want you to pick up something specific you want to do and do the podcast. So I'll have audience sitting, right? Let's have like, you know, like few people. And if they liked it, they can donate to your pets. Like, you know, like what I'm saying is create like something that supports you too. I'm going to give you this, but in turn, would you support me? And same way I'm going to share some of my ideas and commitments with you guys. Would you support me? Because once we create a community, we don't need money to make us happy. It's the energy we bring in, right? So we are all little mothers inside, right? So what is that little motherhood wants to share with the world? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And then there is no sadness.